Hey, welcome to Wait a Minute. My videos, my thoughts, and I'm sharing them with you. Hey, this has been on my mind for a few days. In fact, I made this a few days ago. Serious stuff. I mean, I was thinking about, well, a lot about, and you can tell from past videos, what you do when there's loss and why God and those kind of things. Well, a couple days ago, I went to a visitation for a funeral, and a young man died way before he should have, and I know his dad real well and have for years, and just killed me to be there. But at the same time, I mean, I want to be there, of course, but you know, the loss of life and the mourning and seeing people that you love hurting so bad. And here's the thing, I don't know if it's the same for everybody. I don't know how everybody feels about everything, and that's okay. You don't have to feel the way I do or understand things the way I do or whatever. We don't have to agree on everything. But this one thing I just wanted to put out there for people. My grandma died when I was 17, and she was like the co-mom to my mom, because she lived with us, and my mom went to work. Grandma did what she was supposed to do between then, and I had a lot of raising by my grandma, and I loved her so much. And when she passed away, I didn't think I would ever get over it. It hurt so bad. I just didn't know how to deal with all the pain, and you know, the pain in your heart, the pain in your head, and then just almost physical pain, you know? So, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to drag back things from my past, except to say, I was dealing with that for so long. I don't even know how long, but you know, as somebody told me, everybody mourns different. There's no wrong way to mourn. And I think they were right in large part. I mean, you don't want to hurt yourself or other people or anything like that, but you know, it was really hard for me. But not just then, but throughout the years, I thought about my grandma a lot. It's been almost 30 years, or about 30 years roughly, since she died. Nobody fact checked me, because I'm not talking about how long it's been, but it's been around that time. And I still can go into thinking about grandma really fast, and sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh. But more times than not, I laugh or I have a fond memory, and it's nice. Like I'm glad that I still think about her all these years later. It's my connection with her. It's my I can smile and think about, yep, she was funny like that, or yep, that was cool, or man, I miss you, grandma. You know, those kind of things. But it's not a brokenness anymore. It's not my heart just crying out for some kind of peace. My mouth and my head screaming, why God, more or less. It's not like that. Now it's memories. And the vast majority of the memories, good times. Doesn't mean there was never bad times, but I don't think about the bad times anymore. I don't think, I couldn't even tell you of a bad time at this moment that, you know, I had with grandma. I'm sure they existed, but I was just saying, because the memories, that has a way of touching you in the right spots and having you remember the right things, the things that matter. And I'm saying all this to say this. That was way too much about me, and it needs to be more about everybody else. We mourn in all kinds of different ways, and that's normal, and that's healthy, and that's good, and whatever else. I'm not talking about how, you know, bad things are, how we shouldn't, what we shouldn't do. I'm talking about what we should do. There is a mourning, a time to mourn. That's biblical right there. There's a time to mourn, and that doesn't say how we need to mourn. It says there's a time to mourn, and there is. It's good for us to mourn and find our way, and sometimes we have to do it by ourselves, but to get through whatever happened and to work our way through it and to deal with it in our own hearts and our own minds, and good for us to see that God loves us and that we're going to be okay. And that doesn't always happen right away, because at first there's a lot of why gods. There's a lot of things that we have to consider and think about. Man, way too young, way too young. But it's not always, well, it's not ever for us to say when it's too young, although I've said it earlier. Because God knows. God knows why. God knows what He's doing, how He's working it, what's happening in life. God knows. And, that's got to be enough for us. We got to be able to trust. Say, that's not the way I would have chose to have done it, but your way, your God. And I'm not. So, said all that to say this. When you mourn. You don't have to hold back. You don't have to be hiding closet brokenness. You don't have to. You have every right to mourn the loss. Mourn your loss. And mourn the way you need to. Some people cry, some people don't. Some people just get all into whatever they're doing. Work out harder, hike longer, climb stronger, throw themselves in their work or their other relationships, Everybody has a different way of mourning, but mourn. And I know it hurts, and, I can tell you this, at least in my experience, it won't ever go away, but it changes. And here's the thing, would you want it to go away? Would you want to forget? Because that's my deal, is every once in a while I think about Grandma and stuff, and it makes me sad a little bit because she's not here anymore. But I wouldn't want her to be here. I wouldn't. I'm not trying to... I'm mourning her loss. For years I did, and I wouldn't want her... she's gone and she's in a better place. I don't want her to come back. I'm mourning my loss, my sadness for myself. Anyway, I said that to say this. We need to mourn however we feel fit, however we feel is right. And don't let anyone tell you that you've mourned too long, you mourned wrong, whatever. It won't get better, but it will be different. And by better, I mean it won't go away. It'll get better, but it won't go away. And that's good, in my opinion, because I want to remember Grandma always. And if it's a little painful, then it's a little painful. I don't want to ever forget all the fun and the happiness and the joy and everything, the struggles, the sorrow. I don't want to forget anything about my grandma. But I mourned, and then at some point, I didn't even know when it happened, but at some point, my mourning turned into memories. And that was nice, because I could think about Grandma without weeping. I could think about things that mattered without being all torn up inside. I could be happy, I could smile. At some point, I don't even know when, all of a sudden it was memories and not mourning. And this is to all of you out there, but especially to my buddy. I know it hurts right now, and can't help that, can't stop that. But it's okay to mourn however you need to. Don't be afraid, don't look around at other people, mourn the way you feel. You have nothing to prove to anybody. This is your time to mourn, this is your heart and your mind. You have nothing to apologize for. So mourn. But someday, before you even realize it, just out of the blue, you'll find that the memories come and the mourning goes away. There will be no more mourning. The mourning has happened, come and gone, and now it's time for memories. And you want that. You want to remember always. And yeah, I'm praying for all of you guys. I'm praying especially for my buddy today. And you guys know I love you, and have a great day. And remember kind of what I said, okay? See you, bye.